YouTubers, it's Casual706 here, back with another Transformers unboxing. Today I have Transformers, Titans Return, Autobot, Teslor, and Brainstorm. Now, as we see from the packaging, we've got Teslor popping off a Brainstorm there in the top left-hand corner. We've got ages 8+, and the actual toy itself, and we have the Transformers writing up the side, and we have the authentic Transformers Generations logo. Now to the back of the package here, we see that we have the toy and him in his spaceship mode. It says it's going to take about 13 steps to change him from the robot to the spaceship and vice versa. And we show Teslor here. It shows it's going to be one step to change him from the Headmaster into the Titan Master figure. On the right side of the package, we got a couple of the other Titans Return figures, Autobot Blaster, Autobot Alpha Trion, and Autobot Highbrow. They're also showing Clobber right here, and they're showing the different classes of heads. You got the Deluxe, Voyager, and Leader class, and the heads are just interchangeable with any of the different classes of robots. Alright, and in the top left-hand corner, we got a real quick bio. The bio reads, Autobots unite with Titan Master partners to power up for battle. Autobot Teslor increases the genius of Brainstorm, making his brilliant innovations even more advanced. So, he's kind of the brainiac of the group. If I remember right, I think Brainstorm was the leader of the Headmasters. Alright, so since we took a look at the packaging, I'm going to go ahead and open this up and take a look at the actual figure inside. Alright, so upon opening the figure, we get a couple of familiar things. First of all, these little art cards here, they're coming packaged with the Deluxe Class Titans Return figures. It's got some really nice artwork on here, really detailed. We got Teslor popping off a Brainstorm there. Then on the back of the card here, you get a little breakdown of his strength, speed, intelligence, and firepower. Now the red lines are going to be for Brainstorm, and the blue lines are going to be with Autobot Teslor combined as the head for Brainstorm. So as you can see, he kind of picks up a little extra levels there in the different fields, and apparently he gets a lot of intelligence by the two combining. Alright, so take this off to the side. These guys also come packaged with instructions. The instructions are going to be dual-sided to show how to change him from robot to spaceship and vice versa. We'll go ahead and fan those by the camera real quick, give you a full review of the figure. So that's what you're going to get on one side of the instructions. That's how to change him into a spaceship. Then on the other side here, we show how to do a different mode apparently. There's a way to set the Headmaster in it or something. Alright, so that covers the instructions. Now we're going to take a look at the toy himself. Now this review is actually pretty cool because I get to do a really extensive review because I have the other versions of this guy. So here is the G1 version of Brainstorm. Now you guys don't make fun of my figures. I do a lot of bargain shopping around here, so my figures aren't going to look brand new. They're not AFA graded by any means, but it still is the figure. So we've got the G1 there, and then I also have the Generations version of Brainstorm here, which is much taller than any of these guys. So first I'll compare him to the G1 version. I'm going to scoot this guy off to the side. Now, as we see, there's a lot of things that stayed the same with the G1 version here. So we see the head sculpt definitely stays the same. He's got the orange face there, and they tried to make the helmet look very similar to the G1. We see we've got the orange canopies here, the same color scheme, even down to the stickers here on the leg. They tried to do the same thing that they did with that. Naturally, this one is going to look a little different. It is a newer toy, so it's a little more up to date. Now we're going to spin these guys around, take a look at the comparison of the side here. You see the nose cone is on this guy's back here, and it's actually going to be used as a shield for the Titan's Return version. So that's the back of them compared there. And the other side. And then back around to the front. Now, these, the original G1 versions had these little meter things in them. This guy doesn't have that this go around. His chest is just a cockpit for the Titan Master figure. So you're not going to get that little breakdown thing in the chest with these newer figures. Now comparing the two Headmasters, we're going to pop the original the original Teslor off here. Now, as you can see, this one is a lot bigger than these guys are now, and it appears to be more detailed as well. I'm going to open these up and hold them side by side here to kind of let you see. I mean, it's fairly simple, or it's fairly similar. The head is different on him, but he does have the orange face thing going on. It's very comparable to this. Now on the other side here, comparing the heads up real quick to each other, you can see they did pretty good matching up there. This one has yellow eyes and the new one has blue eyes though. But all in all, pretty good matchup with those. And the weapons, let's see, the weapons do take a change. This weapon is actually the same sculpt that came from Blur from the Titan's Return series. So as you see, we're not keeping the same kind of guns that the original Brainstorm had. Put that to the side there. I'm gonna go ahead and scoot this guy to the side since I've already made those comparisons. Now we're gonna bring in the Generations one over here so we can compare them real quick. Put the head back on just for the second. There we go. Alright, now we'll compare the big guy from the Generation series. Now, both of these figures are really good figures. As we can see, the paint is a little different. This is a different shade of blue than it is with this. It's like a more teal blue, I guess. The Generations class figure is a lot bigger. It's really it's hard to say which one I would prefer the most. I was a big fan of this sculpt when it originally came out, but the Titan's Return is just way more detailed. As you see, there's a lot more little intricate carvings and stuff going on with this figure. So this is a good figure by all means. I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to stay with this one though as my representation for the Generations line. Just kind of think it's cool that Brainstorm's a little bit bigger. I don't know, I might even weasel them in with my masterpieces, I'm not sure here. But you see they're very comparable. This one actually does have the little chest stats on it inside right here. You got the little breakdown of the speed, strength, and intelligence with this one. This one doesn't have it. We'll kind of spin them around and compare here. The that was supposed to be tabbed in there. See, it's kind of got the wings going on here on the side still. Hands kind of bend in a little bit on both of these figures. And we scroll around, or we roll around to the back here. So this one has humongous feet though. So I actually think this is a retool of like a Silverbolt or something from the Generations line. It looks really familiar. I feel like I've got this toy but in a different color scheme, so I'm not sure, but I think that's a remold too. So with the comparisons, actually one last thing, we're going to compare the Headmasters to. Hasbro really kind of dumbed it out with the Titan Masters compared to this one at least. Something pops off, you can just pop it back together. Alright, so here's these two heads compared together. You see, he's still got the orange face. This one's got a white helmet. This got a blue one. There's a big difference between these two here. The chest kind of stayed similar. So that's comparing them together, and then we flip the other sides here. This headmaster is a lot bigger. Whoop. I'm facing the right way. So there you go, comparing those two guys together. So this one's a good sculpt, but I think I like this one better. If this one had blue eyes, I think it'd be the better of the two sculpts. So, but you see, they're trying to kind of keep it the same anyway. So we'll put that back on. We're gonna go ahead and take this guy out of the way. And we'll pop him back on. There we go. Alright, and one last thing that I wanted to talk about was that this is just another repaint. I noticed it when I was looking at my blur figure. So I figured I'd kind of put these two together so you can kind of see. As you see, the arms have the same kind of thing going on. It's a pretty heavy remold though. They've added some wings to it and all. See, the waist sections are the same, hip sections are the same down to the legs here. Legs are the same, just stickers in a couple of different places, all the way down to the feet. I would even be willing to bet that the headmaster sculpts are the same. They just have different faces on them. So as you see back there, the legs are the same. So basically this guy's going to have the same transformation that Blur had, just a couple of wings in the way as far as the difference. So I just figured I'd break out the Blur to compare them together because it's actually the same mold. And the gun is the same as well too here. If you look, you just got a chrome gun with Blur, and you got the little teal blue gun with Brainstorm. So I just thought it would be worth mentioning that that's just a repaint of the Blur there. I don't know if anybody else noticed or not. So move this guy out of the way. We'll take a look at Brainstorm, his articulation and transformation. Alright, so as mentioned, this is a retool of Blur, so you're going to have about the same kind of range of movement out of this guy. They do come packaged with a couple of weapons here. Options for displaying the weapons. This is going to be like a shield, kind of. So you can tab it into the side of the arm here. And he'll be able to... I guess he could do like Megatron and have a cannon on his arm, because it does have little barrels there. Or you could just use it as a shield for the figure, I guess. You could have it kind of facing in like it's guarding him. Then the weapon, you'll be able to fit that in the hands, or I guess since you do have that tab on the side, you could do the sidearm blaster if you wanted to, like that, or you could put it in the hands, of course. Yeah, like that. So that's your weapons with this guy. So I'm going to pull these off and put them out of the way. We're going to take a look at his articulation. Now, articulation-wise, since you've had these flared shoulders here, you're not going to get a whole lot of movement because it's going to keep clashing with the head there. So you're not going to be able to raise it up real high. It is on a ball joint there, though. So you'll be able to rotate the arm around 360 degrees. Right here at the bicep section, there's a little swivel joint, so you can rotate that around 360 degrees. Then you got a little ratcheted elbow joint there, so you'll be able to bend that. And the hands can rotate around 360 degrees as well. So over to the head here, the head does have a little pivot and movement there. and you can rotate the head 360 degrees as well. Over to the other arm, same thing with the shoulders. As with the head in the way, you're not going to be able to get the shoulder up very far. It is on a ball joint right there, so you'll be able to rotate that 360 degrees. Down here at the elbow bicep region, you'll be able to rotate that around 360 degrees. And then again, you have that elbow joint on this arm as well. Now, down at the legs, let's see, the hip section will swivel around 360 degrees there. Then at the hip joints, you'll be able to rotate those around 360 degrees. Then at the thigh here, you'll be able to rotate that 360 degrees. And then he's going to have a knee joint on that leg. The foot will also move up and down a little bit, so that might help with posability for this guy. On the other leg, at the hip, you got a ball joint, so you'll be able to rotate that around 360 degrees. At the thigh section here, you'll be able to rotate that 360 degrees, like that. And then the leg will also have a knee joint there, and then a little bit of play with the foot that you could use for posability. Overall, a really nice figure. I like all the little trimmings and whatnot with this guy. They did pretty good at detailing him. I'm sure the Takara version is going to look way better than this, but as far as Hasbro is concerned, this is pretty cool. So, all in all, I like the figure. Now, down to the head articulation, on the Titan Master figures, you'll be able to rotate the head 360 degrees, and the arms are on little ball joints there, so if they pop off, you can put them right back on. These are tiny little guys. So the arm you can kind of pull out, and you can rotate it forward and as much as over the head. It's not going to flip all the way around though because of the faceplate on the back. Other arm is the same scenario. You'll be able to pull it out a little bit like that, and you'll be able to rotate it forward all the way above his head, and if it pops off, you can just pop it back on. Now at the legs, you got the hip joint there, so they can wiggle those, and you can bend the knees. That's about going to be the end of the motion there. Since the legs are connected, you're not going to be able to do too many crazy poses with these little guys. But that covers Teslor's articulation. So we're going to keep this out of the way because I'm going to do the transformation with this guy. Alright, so to start off the transformation, the first thing we would do... Alright, so with transformation, the first thing we're going to do is to open up this cockpit here, and this little piece, we're going to fold that down. That's going to become the seat for the airplane. Then at the top here, the little shield, you got a couple of different tab points on the top. The shield, we're going to get these wings straight, and we're going to pop the shield right on the front here like that. So that makes the front of the spaceship kind of there. Alright, so with that shield in there, the next thing we'll do is we'll disconnect the arms. They're going to come back here, down onto the sides. We're going to do the same thing with the other side. Disconnect it and pull it down here. And it should rotate over here. Okay, it will. But before doing this, we need to... okay. Yeah, right here, with those arms down, we're going to fold these over to cover up the hands. Then the arms are going to tab into the sides right here on the shield. So we're going to bring this forward, straighten the arm out, then we bring the little facing down over that hand, and we tab it into the side there. So this is what we have so far. Now with the legs, you're going to pop the leg open here like that, and it's going to collapse onto itself. We're gonna flip open both of these leg panels here like that. Then this little wing here is gonna fold out to the back of that. And with these legs folded out, we're gonna tab all these little pieces together. There's some little tabs in the center here that we're gonna tab up. Then we're gonna fold the legs over onto themselves. This may be a little difficult with these arms in the way. We're gonna push them back forward again here. Yep, there we go. Then these little feet, we're gonna fold them down too, and we should be able to close the legs up on it. Yeah, so like that. Then now we should be able to pull the arms down and they'll be able to tab in properly. Yeah, we do like that. We gotta get the shield back up here again. Or the front of this spaceship now, it's not a shield. And then with all of that together, it should just tab in. And last, this little piece here, I'm gonna fold that up into the chest. Jeez. Alright, so some of your stuff you might have to pop back loose and whatnot. There we go. There's two little tabs under there. You get that thing in. Now we can put the arms back together. So Hasbro actually recommended starting the transformation with the arms, and it looks like doing it with the legs would have been better because I had to take it all back apart to get the legs to close up. So give her a real good squeeze here, and that's going to be Brainstorm in his spaceship mode here. So real hollow and crazy looking on the bottom. At the top, pretty cool looking. So looks like Blur with some blasters on the front. I don't know. Like I say, I'm actually more fond of the Generations toy, I believe. That's going to be the one I use to represent Brainstorm on my shelf. So last final gimmick here, the little cockpit. As you probably hadn't imagined, you can take Teslor and sit him in there to pilot Brainstorm in spaceship mode. So that's what you get there, spaceship mode with this guy. And one other thing that's being listed here, worth mentioning, we're going to pull the shield off real quick. Get all that stuff loose. You can actually pilot the gun too with the Titan Master. On the instructions they show this. So I guess some of the other robots, like you could hold it, the robots could hold each of these tabs here, and Teslor could be sitting inside of the gun, I guess. So just another little gimmick with it. I'm going to put that back together here. And tab it all back together. And put a Tesla in there. Alright. So that's that. And if you wanted to, the little weapon that comes with it. Let's see. Does that move? Nope. So it looks like your method of display for that is going to be on the side panels here. You got two of them, so you can put the blaster on that side, or you can put it on that side. And I believe that's the only option for display that I see in vehicle mode. Yeah. So, alright, so that's going to cover my review unboxing for Transformers Titans Return, Autobot, Teslor, and Brainstorm. If you liked the video, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And please stay tuned to my channel in the near future for more Transformer unboxings. Again, guys, thanks for the view. Casual706, out.